Hello everyone, I hope that you are all doing amazingly well. If you are new around here, welcome to my channel. My name is Alessia and I just recently started to learn Japanese. The reason why I started to study Japanese is because for a very long time I've been passionate about the Japanese culture, and when the dream was about to come true, that finally I was about to travel to Japan, then I started to watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I became a little bit like a nerd YouTuber following Japanese channels or people living in Japan and so on. So the passion grew and grew, and then I traveled there, and then I fell in love, and then I was obsessed when I came back, and then I couldn't travel there, and then I was like, I still need to get something from this culture with the hope that I can travel soon there again. And recently, when was it that I started to study? Let's see, I don't remember if it's in January or in March. I started to study Japanese on the 21st of January 2021, and today is 25th of August. So in theory, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. It's 7 months that I'm studying Japanese. So I was at home with my corona quarantine because I contracted COVID at that time, and I was feeling quite good. So I was like, I want to make something good out of those days, and then for some reason I just started. Because the thing is that in the moment that you start to research on YouTube about new starter of Japanese language, it's like everyone is a genius. So all the videos are like how I learned Japanese in 30 days, how I learned to read the whole hiragana in 1 day, and so on. I'm like, oh wow, like if people are watching those videos, they are gonna get pushed down immediately. They're gonna feel that they cannot absolutely keep up with those standards. So here I am, 7 months after, I don't know much of Japanese. And the thing is, I haven't been so constant in studying because I've also been working full-time at the same time, and that is already quite energy draining by itself. So of course, coming home and wanting to learn the most difficult language in the whole world, or one of the most difficult languages, it was a little bit tough. But I just kept going little by little when I had time, and now finally I went down in hours at work, so I am spending a little bit more time in studying Japanese. Last week I came across the channel of Amy Grace, which is super funny because she is a half Japanese girl that is living in Tokyo, and she's learning Spanish. She's self-learning Spanish, and her channel resonates so much with me because she said, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel just talking about my her experience in learning Spanish, and also that helps her to stay motivated, keep learning Spanish, because by creating content, watching it back, it's kind of like make you go out of the procrastination mood, basically. So I really got inspired by her channel. I already have my own channel that right now until now it's been about travel, interior, vlogs, but I feel like it's about me. So I'm also gonna talk about my journey. Basically, already when you are learning Japanese, you need to learn first of all how to read the language, which usually doesn't happen with any other language. Like, okay, if I am Italian, I need to learn English, and I need to learn Swedish, and I need to learn French. Maybe I just need to know some accents and how maybe two words together they sound a little bit different compared to my language, but the actual alphabet is pretty much the same. But of course in Japanese it's like there to read where it says there. It's impossible for someone that comes from a Latin mother tongue language. So to make it even extra difficult, Japanese use 3 different alphabets. So they have the hiragana, the katakana, and then they have the kanji. So hiragana, we can say that is the Japanese own alphabet, right? So it's what they always been using. Katakana, it's borrowed words from other languages that they are using in their own daily conversation, but they will write it with a special alphabet. So what is already super cool is that when you are reading something and you see katakana, you already understand that that word, it comes from something else, it's not Japanese. One day I found one word that really shocked me to see in katakana, and that was ramen. I always thought that ramen was the most Japanese thing exist. However, it's written in katakana, and that makes you understand that it's probably not a Japanese background in ramen. So it's so fascinating on how already when you are reading something, you can already understand a lot just by reading. Then you have kanji. So kanji is basically Chinese symbols, if we want to say so. Like, don't take this like I am a professional explaining you things. I mean, I started 6 months ago. I am self-teaching myself. I don't even have a proper teacher behind me telling me things that they are correct or not, and I am googling all the time when I want to understand something, so it could be even that I find the wrong information when I'm googling. So I'm just throwing it out there, and if I am wrong on something, just comment down below and let me know the reality of things. But basically, for what I understand is that when the Chinese went to Japan, of course they went with their own language and their own way of writing, and Japan at that time, it didn't really have proper written alphabet. So what they did, they took the Chinese, but they gave it their own meaning to things. So for what I understand, the kanji in China, it means something. In Japan, it means something different, even the same kanji. I might be wrong. However, what is true is that you have these 3 different alphabets. What really made me motivated to start learning Japanese, it was the website called Busu. So I really started from the lesson 1, 2 and so on, and I felt it really intuitive and really entertaining, and that's what actually I want to give the merit to Busu, why I'm still studying in this moment. In particular, it's been super good for me to learn hiragana. It went really, really fast for me to learn hiragana, and what I've tried to do, it was mainly to associate these symbols with something that, let's say, if you have ne, that is neko, the ne in hiragana, it looks a little bit like if it's a cat. Sometimes I try to associate this ne to a Japanese word, if I know any Japanese word, or sometimes even to Italian or English. I use any alphabet and any language I know to associate these symbols to something that it makes me think of. So it was all about really focusing in every single letter, that actually they don't have letters like A, B, C, D, but they have like ka, ke, ki, ko, ku, so like it's a consonant with a vowel together. But anyway, I'm not here to give you lessons of Japanese, but just like to tell you like my process of learning. So it went really fast with the hiragana. Then it comes the katakana, where I got a little bit screwed, because some were super simple and similar to the hiragana. Some, they looked like a completely different one in the hiragana, and I'm still confusing them nowadays. So I used other additional websites that they just help you to remember the alphabet. And this is what I think is really cool with self-teaching yourself, is that all the time you will feel like, now I have a lackness in this, I want to go deeper into this, and then you just Google it, and then you get more information about that thing. So this journey that I had of learning Japanese has been really dynamic. Like, I haven't been using the same tools all the time, but it's been depending on what I needed at each stage of the learning process. But I wanted mainly to be able to read. And for me, when I started to be able to read, I was like, oh my god, like after 1 week I can read things. I was already super excited just for that. The kanji, I just put it on the side, because I knew that it was gonna screw me big time. What I feel is like, okay, I can read the basic, now I wanna know the grammar. I wanna be able to put up sentence together. I want to be able to say something like that makes sense. I wanna be able to listen and understand something. And this is when I started to leave a little bit Busu, because I felt that the way that he's going through, it's really jumping. So it gives you a little bit of grammar, a little bit of alphabet, a little bit of grammar, a little bit of alphabet. I am really the kind of person that is really structured. Like, I want to know a whole thing. What is the point that we start to know preposition? You tell me 3 of them, and then you tell me, but don't worry about the rest, you will know them soon. No, I want to know them now. Please tell all of them now. So I came to the point last week that I had too much minestrone. It's like a mix of different things that it was really hard for me to put together. So I'm using this block note that has this like spiral on the side. And what I've been doing is that all the time when I had a lesson on Busu, I was like writing down what I was learning for the day. Now when I was going through everything, I was like, wow, it's like so mixed. It's like basic conversation. Okay, I present myself. And then I have some random expressions. Oh my God, I mean, imagine every single word, it's something that you need to create some sort of association. So at least I want a structure. And that's when this happened. So I pull out all the pages. I was like, no, it's not working. I need to rearrange everything according to my way of learning. And I was like, what is the base of grammar? So I Googled how to build a basic sentence in Japanese. And then I found out how to build a basic sentence in Japanese. And then the verbs. How do I distinguish the present from the past and from the future? And then I wrote it down. So I've been like Googling every single individual thing. But at this point, I'm feeling really like this is not enough anymore. So I actually ordered a grammar book that is gonna come tomorrow. And also to find out which grammar book to order is being crazy because everyone is recommending this Genki, but it seems really academic, so I feel I should have a teacher with me to actually teach me how to work with this book. So I ordered another one, and maybe I will let you know in the future if I'm happy with this book or not, but I ordered How to Learn Japanese from Zero or something like this. Because now I know that my focus at the moment is the grammar. I really want to improve my grammar because when I improve my grammar, then I can expand my vocabulary. Another thing about the alphabet is that I've been for so long going in this website that's like ka, ke, ki, ke, ku, and like you write inside which one you think is which. But I got so damned bored. So I actually bought this book that is called Japanese Short Stories for Beginners. Hi, I am filming a video. I thought that you were not gonna come home for a while. Okay, so in this book, Japanese Short Stories for Beginners is basically giving you some really short stories, and it's dividing it in like small parts. So it tells you like 3 sentences, and then in English it tells you what is said in these 3 sentences. So what I've been doing, on top of the Japanese part, I've been writing the romanji. So the romanji is how you pronounce these letters. And then I was like, okay, but if I know this, if I read Ayako ha mainichi densha norimasu, I have no bloody idea what does this mean. I can read it, but I have no idea what it means. But then you see at the bottom that it says Ayako rides trains every day. But then I don't know which word of what is said in Japanese is rides, which one is trains, and so on. So I went on Google Translate and I wrote, okay, mainichi. And then I realized, okay, mainichi, it means every day. If that makes sense. So I'm really doing like, with a short sentence, I am working on it like 3 times. First I'm trying to read it and write the romanji. Then I am finding the translation of what I'm reading. And then I am putting it in order to understand also how they build the sentence. And I'm indirectly, hopefully I'm learning new words. Because this is also what is good with this book. So this, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of, this is the story, this bit. But they are expanding it in 5 pages because they are saying again and again and again the same words in these different contexts, so that words at the end stuck in your head. But I started with this book 1.5 weeks ago and I've done 1.5 pages. So it's like, it takes a lot of time. So for me, this thing of like learning Japanese in 1 month, it's bullshit. I don't know. Either they are super intelligent people or they are super intelligent people. I don't know. But I am not. I am dumb. So I cannot do so much. but this is my situation at the moment. So I learned the 2 alphabets. I got bored of doing these usual exercises online like this, so I bought a book where there are short stories where I can basically read, translate, find new words, put them into context, look at how they build up the sentence. But this, it doesn't tell me enough for grammar. So now I am at the next stage that I bought this grammar book so I can finally make sense in all of this mixed stuff that I have in here. And today I've also downloaded an app that is called Hello Talk. So in theory there you should be able to chat with native people, sorry, and like you can send voice messages and you can just like chat a little bit and kind of like if it would be a bit more friendly, because I've been thinking about having personal tutoring, but I don't know if I'm at the stage yet to commit to that, because my work is also taking like, I mean, I'm not doing a chilled work, I'm doing a really high responsibility work, so I need to really feel 100% before going into tutoring. But for sure this feels like a more informal chatting situation. So now I thought that I'm gonna try to see how much do I know Japanese. Oh my god, because this is the reason why I really want to start to do videos, because I want to try to talk in Japanese and then listen to myself and then hopefully improve myself just by listening to myself. So let me try to introduce myself. Konbanwa, because it's afternoon, so it's good afternoon. Watashi wa Alessia, my name is Alessia. Italian desu, I am Italian. Watashi wa Nihongo gakusei desu, I am a Japanese student. Italiano, eigo to suedeno hanashimasu, I am speaking Italian, English and Swedish. Itsumo uchi de benkyou shimasu, I always study at home. Kore wa hun desu, this is a book. Sore wa kamera desu, that is a camera. Watashi no kareshi. Watashi no kareshi no namae wa Vincent desu. My boyfriend's name is Vincent. Okay, but you got the the level, let's say. So I'm really hoping that in some months time, 6 months time, hopefully a little bit longer than that, I can really have a full-on conversation here in camera. For the moment also I am watching a lot of Japanese YouTubers, as I mentioned. I am watching the Kimono Mom YouTube page, that I think it's really fun and cute and entertaining, and I am watching some of the Ghibli movies, just to also have some hearing going all the time. I hope that this video made somehow some sense. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye, ciao! Yamata!